Hi, my name is Noma and I'm recording from Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm so excited to be coming back with another episode after 2 weeks. On this episode, there really isn't much to show because the last time I was here, most of the projects that I'll be showing today were just skeins and balls of yarn, but now they are some actual projects and some are almost done or halfway through. So I'm very excited to be sharing a couple of them with you today. I'll start off with what I am wearing right now. So this vest has been on my needles and I showed it as a work in progress on the last episode. It's one project that I'm really excited about and it came out just the way I wanted it to. So basically what I did with this vest was I worked it from the top down with some short row shaping on the shoulders, and it knits up pretty fast because the initial workup of the vest is just horizontal stripes and some Purl stitches that are vertical, where I did some surface crochet on them to create the vertical stripes. The main reason why I worked on it this way is because I didn't want to have floats at the back of the work. I wanted this to be a spring and summer garment. So even if it's knit using some wool, and the yarn that I used is African Expressions Enchanted. I didn't want to have floats and have a thicker finished project. So I wanted it to be light and still be something that I can wear on a slightly cool day in the summer. I spoke about this last time as well, that some of the projects that I'll be doing or that I sometimes do in the summer are knit using wool instead of summer fibers like cotton, linen, silk, because in our climate during the summer, that's when we get rain. So as it gets rainy, it does tend to get a bit chilly, but then it won't be so cold that you would want to wear a heavy cabled sweater or something. That's why sometimes when I'm doing my summer projects, and you'll see with the other work in progress that I've got that's also worked in 100% merino wool, that there are projects that I would like to do in a much thicker and more warmer fiber, so that when it does get chilly, it's still light enough for the season, but you still get enough warmth at the same time. So this is worked in African Expressions Enchanted, which is a blend of merino wool, alpaca, and I think there's a bit of some silk. I'll have to check on that, but it's really a great fiber to work with. And the stripes I worked with African Expressions Joy, which has some more hair and some wool, some merino wool. It's really a great fiber that I enjoy working with, and it's locally manufactured. This is the first project that I have. So I'm almost done writing the pattern and I'll be sending it to my tech editor for editing sometime this week. I'll probably have it ready for testing hopefully before the week is over. How I do my tests is I post the call on Instagram, and I know right now some people don't get to see posts or anything, but if for instance you're watching this episode and you'd like to test the vest, you can just send me a message on Instagram, because that's where I get all the I do all the calls and I keep all the information. So you can actually just send me your details there if you're interested. Then I'll send the pattern to you most probably before the end of the week. It was much easier some time back when you'll just put a call there, you know that most people would actually see it, but right now I'm not so sure anymore. If you'd like to test the vest, just send me a message on Instagram. So that's the finished object that I have, and I'm really excited about it. And then the next thing, okay, I do have a couple. So my work's in progress. I just shot the yarn for this, but now it's more than halfway done. So this top is now in progress. Okay, all these are not gonna be so easy to see because they're not blocked or they're still on the needles. So I'll just try to hold it up as much as I can. So it's also worked from the top down, and has got these thick stripes. So this is 100% organic cotton by Nurturing Fibres. So I'm using the color olive, and on this one I'm using the color vanilla. So it's olive and vanilla. So it's working up pretty fast because this is a DK weight yarn, and I'm knitting on 4mm needles. And then what I'm trying to do this year in particular is to knit tops that bra strap friendly and that have got thicker bands, so that they can fit different bust sizes quite comfortably, because I've noticed that quite a number of people that have got maybe a larger bust do not really want the thin strappy tops that much. So I'm trying to be very accommodating on this first half of the collection of my summer designs. So as soon as those are done, I'll have a few that have got straps to cater for those that prefer lighter strappy garments, of course. So I'll try to make sure that there's something for everybody in the collection. So the ones that I'm working on now will have much thicker bands on the shoulders. So this is the first work in progress. So the top is done. It's twisted ribbing for the neckline and the armholes, and then I'm just working down to a length that I'll like to end it at, and then it will be the same twisted ribbing at the bottom. So this is working up pretty fast. I think I'll be done with it before the end of the week, because I'm hoping to finish as much as I can this week, and then next week start on some other projects. And then the second one is another vest, and this one is also a warm yarn vest, or should I say cool weather vest. Okay, so this is the second one. I haven't really gone very far with this one. I've only done maybe about an inch after the armholes. So this is also worked from the top down, of course. And as you can see, the neckline is much thicker and folded, because when I was working on this, I was thinking of those, days when the weather is normal or mild, and say you're wearing a long sleeved shirt, and then as the day gets cooler, or maybe it's evening time, you just need something that's kind of warm, but you don't need a full sweater, then you can actually put this on. So that's what I had in mind. And I'm really loving how it's turning out, and I'm loving how the garter stitch makes it feel so comfortable and plush and warm. So for the armholes, I did some I-cord edging, so it's already incorporated in the knitting. I didn't pick up the stitches afterwards because I wanted to make this as quick and easy as possible. So by the time you finish, you don't have much finishing to do, so to speak. So with the neckline, of course, I made it slightly longer, and then I folded it so that it could be easier to show. But mostly with patterns, you'll notice that the instructions to fold the neckline are written right at the end. But I think if you really want to try it on and see how it fits and how it looks, it's usually best to do that right at the beginning, when you just maybe after separating for the sleeves, if you're doing a full sleeve on. But in this case, just after joining in the round and working on the body, you can actually fold and sew this down so that you can try it on and see how the fit is. So for this project, I'm using African Expressions Harmony, and the color is 2000. So this is 100% merino, and it's an Aran weight yarn, so it's quite a quick one to knit. I'm working on this on 4.5mm needles, and it's really a nice warm yarn. And for those that are in South Africa, it's easily available in so many colors, so you can choose your favorite. So in this case, I chose an off-white because I wanted something that could look okay even in the spring. So I didn't want the heavy colors that are more autumnal or winterish, but I wanted something that could look good even on a spring day without necessarily giving that heavy garment vibe. So that's why I went for the off-white. And then the next one is another top. Okay, so I still don't have names for these. That's why I'm just calling them tops. This is also worked from the top down, and as I mentioned, I think last week when I was talking about this garment, I had said that it's going to have thinner straps and a scoop neck, but then when I was thinking about it later on, I realized that I wanted it to be more of a thicker band so that different body shapes will be comfortable wearing a top like this. So it's also worked from the top down, starting with some short rows on the shoulders. And of course I've picked up stitches for the neckband and for the armholes because, well, I was thinking about having to show this here. So if you haven't picked that up, it's very difficult to show how something actually looks. So this is worked with African Expressions Soho, and this yarn is a light fingering weight yarn, and it's made up of 15% kit mohair, 15% mulberry silk, 50% merino wool, and 20% polyamide. So it's a really nice sock yarn, and it's very light and drapey. I think the silk helps a lot in that. So this is a mulled yarn. As you can see, it's a blend of pink and beige. So with this particular yarn, African Expressions Soho, you either find it in as a solid or mulled. They've got quite a number of mulled colors, and then they've got some hand painted yarns as well. So there's quite a number of options for this yarn, and it's also easily available here in South Africa. So when I'm doing the pattern, I'll look for alternatives that are available in other places in the world. So this is the top. Let me hold it up. So this top is going to be tunic length, and if you can see the sides here, they are reverse stockinette. So all the stitches that were picked for the underarm were worked in reverse stockinette. So what I'm doing now, I've just started doing this. I don't know whether you can see, but I'm now working increases here. So the top is going to flare out at the bottom, and it's going to be no ease, or maybe a bit of some negative ease at the top. And then when you get under the bust, then it starts flaring out. So that's what I've just started here. So it's going to flare out until there's quite some substantial fabric, not too much. It's not going to be like all over the place, but it's going to be maybe slightly, maybe 4 or 5 inches longer than what you would normally have when you're wearing it, when you're wearing a top just to the waist. So the top is ideal, I think, for wearing over jeans, pants, or even shorts. So that was the main aim. And as I mentioned on the last episode, that every year I try to have a much longer, more relaxed top that you can actually just wear and enjoy on this over the summer. So this is the top. I really love the fabric that you get from this yarn. And then it's of course the same on both sides. So I'm also excited about this one, but this is going to take a while because I think I've still got maybe more than 12 inches to work, or 15. So it's going to take quite a while to get to the desired length. And then the last work in progress that I have, okay, I've only done a few rows, and probably I shouldn't be showing this, but well, since it's here, it's this shawl. It's a one skein shawl, and I'm working on this using Purl Soho linen quill, and the color is grey denim. So I've been working on this for quite a bit, but I'm hoping to finish it soon so it can also be part of the summer collection. So I really love one skein shawls, and this one is going to be trapezium in shape. So you start with the center triangle and then place the stitches of one side on hold, as I've done the side, and then work the other side all the way to the end. So I have mentioned before that I love this construction method because once you've done the center triangle, you can divide the yarn equally and then work until you run out to one end and do the same on the other end. So that's the shawl that I've also been working on, the end that I'm hoping to finish with this batch of designs, so I can start some new stuff hopefully in a week and a half or 2 weeks time. So that's all that I've been working on, but I just wanted to give you a quick recap on the stuff that will be coming up. So I'll be working on this top. It's going to be v-necked and it's going to have some lace as well. So I'll be using these 2 colors. So both yarns are Miss Lamotte, and it's the singles, so it's fingering weight. So I'm really excited. This color is Nightmare, and then I don't remember this one. I lost the I wound it some time back and I lost the details, but I've got the email with the order, so I'll have to check it there and include the details for this yarn. So it's going to be v-neck, top down, and it's going to be a summer top and sleeveless. And then initially I had said I was going to do a strappy top with this yarn, but I've changed my mind because I really wanted something with some cables. So this is Katia Concept, and it's the cotton yak, and the color is 108. It's a very beautiful light pink. So I'll be doing some twisted stitches and a bit of some cabling on this one. And then the other project that's coming up on my needles, so this may be on my needles before I do the next episode. So this one is also going to use Katia Concept, but this is cotton cashmere, and this is more of a fingering weight, and this is a DK. So with this one I'll be knitting a lace top, and this one is going to be worked from the bottom up. So it's the only one this season that will be worked from the bottom up, because when I was drafting the pattern and just working on the numbers, I realized it was just going to be easier to grade it whilst working from the bottom up than from the top. And then the last one that will also be landing on my needles soon is going to be another vest, and this will be a 100% cotton vest, which will be like 100% summer vest that you can wear in the warmest of all weathers. And I'll be using Nurturing Fibres Eco Cotton, and the color is fawn. So I think I'll be holding the yarn double because I want something that looks a bit chunky, even though it's going to be lightweight. So those are the projects that will be coming up next, that I'll probably cast on maybe before I record the next episode. So that's why I wanted to share this with you. And then there's another one that I forgot to get the yarn for, that I'll also be doing. It's just going to be a strappy one because I've got very little yarn, but I'll be showing that on the next episode. So that's all that I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to subscribe and to like this video if you enjoyed the podcast. Thank you so much. Bye bye.